So the purpose was this that हम खाने से पहले ये चांट भी करते थे that मैं इतना भोजन लूँ कि एक दिन और मेरा शरीर ध्यान कर सके. तो उस इंटेंशन के साथ जब आप जीते हो तो फिर it's not a big deal.
Okay.
So anyhow this carried on and I was enjoying it for about a year or so. And then people had their trustees, like I was mentioning earlier, had issues with my shaven head and this robe and this mala.
Okay.
They said remove it or leave. Simple. So those were the two choices. They thought I am Jain because Osho was a Jain, and Sri Lankan especially, they hated it. And there were many incidences which I ignored also many before that, never mind, but then it reached to that climax that I had to take a decision. And by chance that Dutch monk जो वहाँ थे, he was moving to a Wellington monastery. उसका abbot जो था इस monastery का, he was an American monk, he was coming back. And so I, existentially it happened, he only said कि आप मेरे साथ चलो दूसरे monastery में, and they are my close friends and you would also enjoy there. So the current monastery where I was very basic. तो मैं अपने हट में अकेले रहती थी एंड वहाँ पर पूरा इतना बड़ा एक हिल था, पूरा जंगल, कुछ नहीं दूर दूर तक, 10 मिनट वॉक करके जाओगे तो आपको कोई इंसान दिखेगा. एंड वेरी बेसिक, नो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, नो luxurious toilet, very basic compost toilet, और main showers के लिए you have to go to the meditation hall. So very bare minimum. And then they asked me to move to a different monastery, so I took that decision that I will leave this place. And there is a little incident I would like to add. वो ये था कि जब उन्होंने मुझे कहा मैं अपने कपड़े बदलूं, तो मैंने वो मंक से पूछा कि आप मेरी जगह होते तो आप क्या करते. तो उन्होंने कहा देखो मैं आपको कुछ कह तो नहीं सकता, आप खुद सक्षम हो सब चीज़ समझने में, बट मैं अपने कपड़े नहीं छोड़ सकता क्योंकि हमारा ट्रेडिशन ही ऐसा है कि एकदम कोर्ट मार्शल की तरह उसे ट्रीट किया जाता है. तो लाइफ टाइम इम्प्रिजनमेंट सा फील होता है. तो मैं तो सोच भी नहीं सकता, बाकी आपका डिसीजन है. ऐसे ही माई मास्टर गेव मी दैट फ्रीडम. ही नेवर इम्पोज्ड एनीथिंग, ही सेड यूज योर इंटेलिजेंस एज पर द सिचुएशन. अगर छोड़ना भी पड़े तो छोड़ो. सो आई चेंज, आई डिड नॉट वेयर माई रोब एंड माला फॉर 3 days. दे आस्क्ड मी टू वेयर ब्लैक एंड वाइट क्लोथ्स, लाइक अ ब्लैक स्कर्ट एंड अ वाइट kurta. So 3 days I stayed in it and then I left in my robe to Wellington monastery where I spent about somewhere around 11 months to a year. And वो बहुत luxurious monastery थी.
अच्छा.
तो मैंने इसीलिए आपको थोड़ा description दिया पहली monastery का. That was very different. It was basic, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था, but still very cozy. Things were well organized. वहाँ संघा भी बड़ा था. There were 8 resident monks all the time, sometimes 16 to 20 also. And वो city में बीच में थी, valley में थी, different feel. And atmosphere was also different. Like आपको अपना time चुराना पड़ेगा. Setup ऐसा है कि आपको engaged रखेगा. So that was a little hassle, but from day one, that senior monk, Ajahn Kuslo was his name, he still resides there and I really respect him. And we kind of had a deal that I won't bother you, you don't bother me. I am here for my own purpose. Aapka decorum I respect. And he asked me, so what will you do when people will bow down to you? I say, usually if someone bow down to me, I bow down to them. So he said, no, that's not done. You can't do that. It disrespects their feelings, so they say. Because they treat a nun especially very differently. तो अगर श्रीलंकन स्पेशली अगर आप बाव डाउन करते हो तो वो उसको नेगेटिवली लेते हैं.
अच्छा.
तो खैर ये छोटी मोटी सेटलमेंट्स, बट ही अंडरस्टूड माई intention, and I understood his. He wanted a global village where everyone from all communities can come and live in harmony, especially the seekers, of course, not public. So I would again, a few hours I would work there, and morning same routine. वो हर monastery में same ही होता है. Morning meditation, one meal a day, and then you're free by 1 p.m. rather 12 sometimes, and then you have whole day to yourself. You can do whatever you want, and then evening meditation. So like that I spent quite a bit. There is a whole day schedule. A local newspaper has taken it, so I can share that snippet with you. So ऐसे उस समय मैंने वहाँ बहुत समय बिताया, और थोड़ा easy था वहाँ रहना, इतना struggleful नहीं था physically, so it was very relaxed. And then came a point again when I was being hit from different directions. That what are you doing here? You're not a Buddhist nun. You're an Osho sannyasin. Why are you living here? Okay, that small break you wanted, that has stretched to almost 2 years. So what are you doing here? So those hits I received from different people. They were playing their own role. My father also, and there was one, I like to call him a mystery man, who appeared at that time. He was an Israeli, so they say. He was evolved and enlightened, and by chance, only in that period, I've never spoken to him before, never after. We connected. He asked me very straightforwardly. He hit me very hard. He said, "Are you a cat?" I said, "No, I'm not a cat." "Then why are you behaving like one? You need to be fed. Can't you eat your own bread and butter?" And then it's like, okay. And by chance, उन दिनों discourses में भी यही था कि मैं भगोड़ा अपने सन्यासी को नहीं बनाता. वो जीवन में रहें, जैसे सब लोग जीते हैं वैसे जिएं, और ध्यान को भी जोड़ें. So walk on water, but not let the water touch you. Easy to say, but difficult to live, very difficult. And मैं एक comfort zone में आ गई थी कि मुझे खाने को मिल रहा है, रहने को मिल रहा है, सेफ एनवायरनमेंट है, लविंग पीपल है, तो मैं बाहर जाके पैसे कमाऊं, इन्हीं चीज़ों को जुटाऊं, उसमें समय बर्बाद करूं, और फिर ध्यान के लिए समय निकालूं. तो ये तो मुझे उस समय बेवकूफ़ी लग रही थी. जब सब मिल रहा है तो मैं पूरा टाइम अपने को दे पा रही हूँ अभी. एंड रियली इट मेड डिफरेंस. एंड देयर when you cut from everything, it's very easy to go in and new spheres of life, new dimensions of life open to you, and they are really mysterious. वो तो मैं बयां भी नहीं कर सकती. Even if I close my eyes, remember, then it's very different world, I would say. But it had to end. So circumstances bane, people played their role, they got me out.
Once you shared with me you were doing dynamic there every morning, and what happened? Tell that story.
Yes, that's a juicy one. So during my stay there, there was only silent sitting. And I now imagine there's a girl who is maybe 22-year-old, and sitting for 8 hours a day and in the remaining time listening to Bhagwan. So sometimes I felt like to, release so much inside. And there was no exposure. I was the only young person in the second monastery. Everyone was 60 plus.
Okay.
Or 50 plus at least. And in that environment, living for so long, spring season आया, everything was bubbling, and I don't know what was happening, but I know few facts, that there was too much energy within me, too much energy, that अगर मैं concrete पे चलती हूँ तो मेरे को ऐसे करंट लगते हैं, तो बड़ा अनबेरेबल हो गया वो. तो the only thing I knew is cold showers.
Okay.
And so again I shared this with my father, and he said, you walk on the grass and do dynamic. I said, yeah, dynamic is good. I was also missing it. So one day I did not go to my morning meditation 5:15, and now such was the case. If someone doesn't come, either they think you're sick or you're dead. Otherwise you should be there.
Okay.
No other reason. So I did not go that day, and I removed all my clothes and I did dynamic in my kuti, in my hut. So there was pin drop silence, and it's a valley. So your sound echoes. And I was all totally, one chance and full on catharsis, and then hoo loudly. And then I suddenly felt there was someone knocking on my door. Rarely anyone would come. Basically, it was not allowed to go to any person's dwelling. And I heard the knock and I stopped and I peeked because I didn't wear anything. So I put on my robe and I saw the abbot of the monastery. So Abbot Ajahn Kuslo, the same guy, he was there and he said, is everything okay, Shunyo? I said, yes, Ajahn, everything's okay. What are you doing? And I didn't know how to respond. It was a different space. So he said, you carry on, but don't shout so much, and you meet me after the meal. And he left. And then I thought, oh, something has happened, otherwise he wouldn't come here. So we had a chat, and उन्होंने कहा कि I was worried because किसी ने उन्हें आके बोला कि जो मेडिटेशन हॉल में वहाँ डोनेशंस बहुत आते थे, तो उन्होंने एक बॉक्स बनाया था, उसको लॉक करके रखते थे. तो उन्हें लगा कोई बुद्धा हॉल का डोनेशन बॉक्स तोड़ रहा है हैमर से. तो उनको किसी ने इन्फॉर्म करा, वो जाकर देखने गए, वहाँ तो सब ठीक है. तो वो आवाज़ को फॉलो करते करते मेरे हट तक पहुँचे और उन्होंने पाया मुझे हु करते हुए, तो वो थोड़ा सा शॉक हो गए. तो जब मैंने उन्हें बताया डायनामिक के बारे में, so he was laughing. He had his own ideas. He felt that this is not necessary. बुद्धा ने विपस्सना बोला, ये बोला, वो मुझे बताने लग गए. So I said, ठीक है, मैं दोबारा नहीं करूँगी, but आप मुझे सिखाओ मत कि ये करो या वो करो. So he said, ठीक है, he agreed to it. So that was that incident. And another
incident you narrated, someone was to come to pick you at airport and the person didn't come. And then you were left like finding your way.
Yes. Oh, that was my transit from the first monastery to the second one. And so basically I'm coming from Auckland to Wellington. I flew, and someone was supposed to be there. Nobody was there though. So I just knew the name of the monastery. And उस दौरान में जब आप एज अ लॉन्ग टर्म रेजिडेंट मोनेस्ट्री में रहते हो, तो कुछ प्रीसेप्ट्स होते हैं, 8 प्रीसेप्ट होते हैं. नो लाइंग, नो किलिंग, नो यूज ऑफ एनी इंटॉक्सिकेंट, नो बायोलॉजिकल सेक्सुअल नीड्स, no money. So I had nothing on me, not even a single cent.
Okay.
And I was just waiting for that person.
Someone bought you the ticket to go?
Yes.
Okay.
My flight ticket was bought by the monastery that I was going to.
Okay.
And मैं वहाँ एयरपोर्ट पे थी, कोई नहीं आया, तो I thought I'll go by myself. I'll find something कि monastery जाके मैं किसी से पैसे लेके दे दूँगी उनको. So there was a bus station. मैं पूछते वहाँ पहुँची, मैंने बस लिया, वो बस आई वहाँ पर, और वो recognized कि कोई बुद्धिस्ट है, क्योंकि वो जुड़े होंगे. Although he was a Kiwi, New Zealand native. And उन्होंने मुझे कहा कि आप यहीं बैठ जाओ, आपको कहाँ जाना है. तो मैंने बताया ऐसे मोनेस्ट्री में जाना है. तो उन्होंने कहा हाँ मुझे पता है, वो मैं जाता हूँ वहाँ, तो यहीं बैठे रहो, 1 घंटे बाद आपका स्टेशन आएगा. तो मैं बैठी रही. तो 1 घंटे बाद थोड़ा मुझे लगा कहाँ जा रही हूँ, क्या हो रहा है, एकदम सब नया है, समझ नहीं आया, कहीं और छोड़ देगा तो मैं कहाँ से जाऊँगी ये सब चल रहा था मेरे भीतर। मगर एक ट्रस्ट भी था जो कि अंडरनीथ था इन सब चीज़ों के। तो फिर उन्होंने मुझे एक स्टेशन पे छोड़ा और मेरे से कोई पैसे नहीं लिए, रादर मुझे एक और फ्री टिकट दी कि ये मेरा फ्रेंड है, ये भी बस चलाता है, ये आपको मोनेस्ट्री के गेट पे उतारेगा, ये टिकट उसको दे देना।
ओके।
और तो पूरा रास्ता मेरा फ्री में था एंड आई वाज सो ओवरवेल्म्ड जैसे एक बच्चे को लेके जाता है ना एग्जिस्टेंस, अच्छा चलो आओ, लाइक दैट आई फेल्ट। एंड ऐसे कई इंसिडेंट्स और भी थे।
फिर पहुंच गई मोनेस्ट्री।
हाँ जी, फिर वो बस ड्राइवर मिला मुझे, एक बुद्धिस्ट नन भी मिल गई बाय चांस, वो भी वहीं जा रही थी। उसका नाम डेचन था, तिब्बतन बुद्धिस्ट नन थी वो। तो वो ड्राइवर ने मुझे गेट पे छोड़ा और वो नन ने मुझे सबसे मिलाया, वो सबको जानती थी मोनेस्ट्री में, सो आई वाज जस्ट वेल टेकन केयर ऑफ तो इवन टू मीट द राइट पर्सन, so that was that incident.